Grindelwald's been in jail in New York for a few months. The decision is made to move him back to Europe, where he has to answer for the crimes that he has committed, and inevitably he escapes. Credence survives. And for Credence, the big question now is...
I want to know who I am.
The path has been laid, and he is following it. The trail that will lead him to me.
The reason everyone goes to Paris, really, is Credence.
Credence may not know who he is yet, but he needs to be found. And I rather hope you might be the one to find him.
Dumbledore has to maneuver to try and stop Grindelwald's rise.
Dumbledore.
There is a new threat as Grindelwald mobilizes.
He's a master manipulator, and that is why he is so dangerous.
We're heading toward war. Everyone's choosing sides.
Things are becoming much more dark and complicated, and people's allegiances are now being exposed.
We must rise up and take our rightful place in the world.
We're now getting into the meat of the story, and everything gets darker and more intricate. Whatever you think you know at the end of the movie might not be the case.
Magic blooms only in rare soul.
The crimes of Grindelwald have been crimes of violence and terror, but we also see his immense seductive power.
Grindelwald, who's this very, very powerful, manipulative menace to the world, is convinced that the only way forward is total domination over the people.
Grindelwald seeks to rally all power into his camp.
Grindelwald believes that wizards should no longer live in hiding and that muggles should be ruled over by wizards and witches. He justifies everything to himself and makes it appear rational, in fact at moments appealing, and that's how he's clawing people to his cause.
Your name will be written in glory when wizards rule the world.
The extreme danger of a person who has figured out how to use fear to control.
I cannot move against Grindelwald. It has to be you.
Dumbledore has to maneuver to try and stop Grindelwald's rise.
What I consciously wanted was to have this gallery of people whose backstories we understand. We get to know their own personal struggles, biases, traumas, and in the middle of it we have Grindelwald. Now, which of these characters will hear his siren call? Which of them will say, yes, you have the answer to what ails me? And which of them will say, no, I see what you're doing and I don't like what you're doing? And for some of these characters, he is the answer.
Your desire for revenge is natural. My brothers, my sisters, pledge to me your eternal allegiance. Or die.
This was going to be a journey in which we learn how Dumbledore became the aged great wizard that we met in the Harry Potter stories.
We're not yet seeing the sage. We're seeing the sage in waiting.
He's not just a wonderfully iconic character. He's a really rich, complicated, multi-layered, multifaceted character.
I understand Dumbledore inside out, and he's my favourite character in the whole series.
Should things at some point go terribly wrong, it's good to have a place to go. You know, for a cup of tea.
Initially, I thought I was going to steer clear of going back and watching Richard Harris or Michael Gambon, but I just couldn't resist. First of all, it seemed like such an obvious opportunity to watch all the films again, which was really fun. And also, you know, I just wanted to see if there was anything I could eke from them, because they're wonderful actors. I love the peaceful wisdom with a quality of playfulness and youthfulness, sparkle.
Alas, earwax.
Even though it was very important to all of us that we weren't creating that Dumbledore, we were creating a man who was going to become that Dumbledore.
It is much more a relationship of equals. It's not grandfather's grandson as it was with Harry.
Well, I can't blame you. In your shoes, I'd probably refuse to.
We can see the beginnings of the Dumbledore that Harry knows. He is wise. He has profound understanding of other human beings. But, godlike though he sometimes appears, he earned that by going through what we're watching in these movies.
There's a certain responsibility. He's a much-loved character, and there are lots of details that people will want to see hinted at.
There's a lot more to go with this character. I think people will be rightly hungry for more.